Hi everyone, thanks for coming by my YouTube channel and checking out this video. I wanted to try these blender brushes on my Pan Pastels. These are from Amazon. I have ink on my finger because I was just making a card. These are from Amazon. It's a 7-piece set and the cost was $7.98. And I purchased them on June 29th, and that's how much they cost at that time. And they come with 7 different brushes, including this nice large one, of course, these 3, very nice sized, and then a couple smaller ones. Okay, but these also, serve their purpose. I've used these with distress oxides, and they are helpful. Okay, so like I said, I already have one set of the brushes that I use for my distress oxides, so I put them to very good use, and I've been very pleased with them. So, I mean, they're a different brand, but yeah. So, I've really been enjoying working with the Pan Pastels. Pan Pastels are highly pigmented. You've probably heard of pastel crayons that artists used. Well, this is artist grade pastels in a pan instead of in a little crayon. And having it in a pan makes it less dusty. And also, I've used it now for many different cards. You can check my other videos and you'll see. But I have found it to be a really cool medium to work with. So I bought this set from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps and this set as well. Okay, so I'm going to try these colors on this stencil. So what I did was, before I went on and recorded, I took a piece of cardstock and I used some pixie spray and I put this stencil down. This is a Bruce Monroe stencil. I'm going to try to find the package here so I can tell you the name of it. Oh, can't find it. I don't have it handy at the moment, but I'll definitely look it up. It's one of the stencil of the month that they offer, which is really a great deal. If you ever would like to, get a stencil every month, they have a very good club. All right, so let's go ahead and start in the middle. And what color do I want to try? Probably the light color blue. All right, so let's see if I can get everything in frame here so that you can see the work I do. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with the smallest of the large brushes, okay? And I'm going to go ahead into the blue, light blue, Pan Pastel, okay? And then I'm just going to apply that to my stencil, and we will see what happens. So far, it's being, very easy to use. It's very easy to smooth out and to create like a circle around the center. And a little bit goes a very long way with Pan Pastels. I probably put way too much on my brush to start with, but I just want you to see how far it could go. I could probably do this entire stencil and it would look really pretty because it would be like darker in the middle and lighter as I go out. So let's give it a try. You saw how much I put on that brush when I first got started, okay? Now we're going to try to see how many, how far that pigment can go. Now this is all one color, obviously, and I'm still getting some of that pigment off of the middle. I think this is going to turn out to be really pretty, and I definitely would recommend getting a set of these blender brushes just for your Pan Pastels if you are a person who uses Pan Pastels. If you're not a person who uses Pan Pastels, I'd like to tell you, if you would try them, you would love them. They are an amazing medium to work with, and I have all the mediums. I have Distress Oxide, I have regular Distress inks. I mean, I've got all kinds of embossing, powders, everything. I mean, I've tried it all, pretty much, and have been extremely impressed with this Pan Pastel. Okay, so I'm going to just pull up the side of my stencil, not the whole thing. Just let's get a peek underneath here what's going on. This pixie spray works like a dream. Another must-have tool. Oh, that's pretty. I think it turned out really nice. I'm very pleased with that. I think that looks really nice. I just want to add a little bit more here. I'm still getting pigment off of that brush, and you saw that I did cover it, but I didn't saturate it. These Pan Pastels, they remind you a lot of like pressed powder, but they're even smoother and definitely silkier feeling. Okay. All right, that's really pretty, very pretty indeed. And I want to do another one using a variety of colors, not just one color. Now, what's nice about the pixie spray is this will adhere for another application. I don't have to go ahead and spray it again. So I'm going to make sure I'm in screen. Okay. All right, so I used this light blue the first time, and just have to brush off the brush and get that out of there. So let's get some purple. Now I only took a little bit because I really dabbed a lot of that blue last time and it was way too much. So I'm just doing this to demonstrate how Pan Pastels are a very good medium to use in all your projects. Here I am using it with these blender brushes and a stencil. So I think it's a pretty impressive product. Okay, and I can make it even darker if I just add more pigment, more Pan Pastels. But that's all I'm going to do for that one. I'm going to wipe my brush off. See, there's still a lot of pigment on my brush. I can't wait to make card backgrounds, sunsets, and like nighttime skies. These blender brushes are going to make it amazing to do that process. All right, so I'm going to get the sort of like the medium of the larger brushes. So this is daddy brush, mama brush, baby brush. I mean, out of the big brushes. All right, so I'm going to take mama brush, and I think this is called ultramarine. It's a really pretty blue. You see that? I'm going to go ahead. Look at how bright that is. That's amazing. I'm going to go ahead and start on the next layer of my mandala. This stencil, sorry, definitely reminds you of a mandala. So I'm just going to drag that pigment over to the other side, and there's plenty of it over there still on there, and I'm just rubbing it into the paper, and then I'm blending it with the pigment I already laid down. And that looks really pretty. Okay, and then finally, the last color I'm going to use, I'll use this blue. It's more like a navy blue, and I'll use Papa. All right, Papa, here we go. Now I can clean these blender brushes if you're not familiar with them. You can clean them, or you can just rub them on a piece of scrap paper and use them in any color that you want. Makes it really nice to have that versatility. So you can see I grabbed way too much pigment. That just goes to show you how a little bit of this goes a very long way. Normally I would use the specially designed blending tools that I got with my set. So for example, this sponge goes with it. And that's what I would use normally. This is what the people at Pan Pastel developed for their Pan Pastels, but there's nothing to say you can't use the brushes. I think they lend themselves well to this. Okay, so let's go ahead and peel this up and see what we've got. Oh, it's so pretty, so pretty. I love it. And I can even go here like lower on my paper, and I can rub my Big Daddy brush, start making a background here. There's nothing that I don't want to waste, you know, anything. So I can sort of just like, you know, clean these brushes a little bit. This could be a really cool start for a galaxy background, because there's a lot of, you know, a lot of pigment. I didn't hardly even pull any out of the pan. I just got a little bit. Okay, so definitely I love the Pan Pastels. I want to use them on all my projects, so I'm definitely loving them. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you how you can use your blender brushes to play with stencils and Pan Pastels. And this one is the real light version. Okay, I actually have a card that I'm working on here that I'm going to use one of these stencils with. So, but I'm not gonna do an entire video on that. I will definitely, though, post it in my blog later. Speaking of my blog, if you're not familiar with my blog, it is called thehopefulcrafter.blogspot.com. The reason I go by that is because I find hope in creating cards and giving them to other people, and I wanted to be hopeful in all the work that I do and all the videos that I do, and you know, building a community of folks who uplift each other and support each other, you know, in this world of arts and crafts. So I'm also on Instagram, and my Instagram is Schultz551. And my email is thehopefulcrafter.gmail.com. If you want me to send you one of the cards that I make, I'd be happy to. All you have to do is send me an email. All right, so thumbs up to using the blender brushes with your Pan Pastels. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.